Hello, I won't be very lucid or really audible. I've just been to the doctor's and he won't give me any antibiotics, um, which is fair enough. Obviously, I don't agree with giving out antibiotics needlessly. I just feel like I need them right now. I can't sleep for coughing, so I won't be very lucid. And I hate videos that begin with "so" or stand-up routines. So Stephen Fry has deleted his Twitter account, which I think is a shame, and it's a great shame. After his comments at the Baftas, where he referred to a woman who transpired to be his friend as looking like a bag lady when she collected her award, and I think it was a regrettable remark. Although he obviously didn't regret it, and felt that we should all sort of not react the way a lot of people react. And I was guilty of sort of jumping on the Twitter mob bandwagon. I didn't think it was particularly great. The thing is that we all make errors of judgment. I think that's very forgivable, particularly in the heat of the moment when you're performing. People say things because they're just chasing a laugh, and we've all done that. What's important is about how you kind of react afterwards. And his reaction was to be very angry, and he called one woman a moron on Twitter when she said she thought it was a bit cruel. And then referred to everyone as rather tragic if they thought it was sad. And that's his shtick. He has that sort of famous quote about, people sort of whining about being offended. And he says, well, so fucking what? We'll come on to that either. The thing is that I think Stephen Fry's in a sort of tricky position. I think he's always felt like he's sort of perhaps the other, or the underdog, or part of a minority. And it was kind of interesting seeing that phenomenon at the Baftas, because I felt Rebel Wilson, like she made the comment to Idris Elba about wanting chocolate on Valentine's Day, and I don't know, is that okay? I don't know if I'd say that. I mean, sentiments aside, is it because she's a fat woman, so she's kind of the other, so it's cool, she can say that kind of thing. And is it Stephen Fry? He's a homosexual. He's the other. Is it okay for him to say the sort of things he said? The trouble is that when you're Stephen Fry, you are the establishment. You're representing Bafta. You're representing power, and so you can't do that kind of irreverent, playful thing necessarily in that position without it actually looking quite bad, because you're not punching up, you're punching down there. And I think that his comment about taking offence, people being offended, and so fucking what? Let's sort of analyse that. Well, what does that really mean? What's he really saying there? What he's saying is, I have a right to say whatever I want. But if you're offended, that's your problem. I mean, would he have made a joke about his friend Cuba Gooding Jr., I don't know, scrubbing up well for an N-word? Of course he wouldn't. That would have just been incredibly offensive. But so fucking what, right? So why didn't he do that joke, or a joke along those lines? If what you're saying is your offended reaction means nothing to me, so fucking what? And then, I guess by inference, saying, well, there's nothing that you could say that could offend me. What you're really saying is, I have nothing but contempt for your opinion. And it seemed to me that he was very offended by people being upset by what he'd said, and deleting his Twitter account, which I think was a shame because it sort of closed off any dialogue. People generally get angry. I think it's a secondary emotion, isn't it? You get angry because you feel guilty or worried or frightened, or kind of upset, I guess. I don't know. And he reacted with huge anger, I thought. And what was that anger all about? In any case, whilst I do feel sorry for Jenny Bevan, I think that it's... What was offensive about that phrase was more the use of the term bag lady. I think if not offensive, then certainly objectionable, I think, is invoking as a figure of fun a homeless woman on a bitterly cold February night as a multimillionaire standing in a room full of multimillionaires when within a quarter of a mile of you there are probably going to be dozens and dozens of bag ladies. That to me seems quite offensive. I know it's not as important as things like the fact that it's now illegal for local councils to boycott goods that have come from arms dealing countries or whatever. That's now illegal. Something to think about. My top tip for today would be don't get gonorrhea if you live in the north of England, because according to my doctor today, there's a strain of gonorrhea now in the north of England that's resistant to antibiotics. So yeah, nor likey nor lighty. Let's just calm down. Anyway, I'm going to go back to bed now. Thank you for your time, and I welcome your comments below. Obviously, the minute I read them all, I'm going to cancel my Twitter subscription, my Facebook membership, and my YouTube channel. But you know, so fucking what?